So welcome guys, in today's video we're gonna write our first program. So if you like this video, please subscribe my channel and like this video. So let's go. So here we'll be printing out hello world, the print function. So it is basically used to print out things onto the terminal. Okay, so you write print, give parentheses, use double quotes or single quotes and write anything you want in there, and then it will be printed out to the terminal. Now I'll show you this in Visual Studio Code. So now here on Visual Studio Code, let's open up a new file. We'll say firstprogram.py. So the file has been created, so let's write print. So I've written print hello world. You have to save the file before running it. Now let's run it. So as you can see over here, you got hello world printed out. So anything which is written inside this is called a string, or basically a sentence. Okay, so if you want to print out a number, you have to you write it without double quotes or single quotes like this. Okay, and then so I by mistakenly closed the file. I'll just open it up. So I'll write print 1. So now let's run it. So as you can see, it has printed out 1. Okay, now let's see what are variables. So now let's see what are variables. So variables are basically memory locations or placeholders in which data can be stored. Okay, so see this folder. Okay, so inside this you store multiple data, okay, multiple files. Okay, so these are what variables act like. So here a is equal to 1. So here a is a variable which is holding the value of 1. Okay, so now let's go to Visual Studio Code and create our first variable. So let's create the first variable. So we'll say a is equal to 1, and after creating this variable we have to print it. So note, while printing you don't have to use double quotes or single quotes, because I told you whatever written inside double quotes or single quotes will be treated as a string. But now this is not a string, it's an integer value, it's a number. So you have to only write the name of the variable. And now if I run it, we got the output 1. Okay, but if I had written a double quote or a single quote around it, we would have got a, as you can see. Okay, so we have created our first variable. Now we'll look at some of the rules which you need to follow while naming your variables. Okay, let's go. You cannot use digits or numbers in the beginning of the variable name. Okay, you cannot use numbers or digits in the beginning of a variable name. Second, white spaces are not allowed. You can instead use an underscore to separate the words. Third, you cannot use special characters like @ hash, $sign, %sign and star in the beginning of the variable name. So now let's have a look at these rules in Visual Studio Code. So according to the first rule, you cannot write numbers in the beginning. So if I write 2a is equal to 1, it's actually already throwing me the error. It has become red. We'll go and see the problem. Statements must be separated by new lines or semicolons. Okay, so basically you can't use number in the starting. Instead, what if you wanted to actually use a number, what you can do is use a underscore. Okay, so this is valid. Okay, now let's have look at the second rule, which is you cannot use white spaces. So if I say user name is equal to Arinjay, which is my name. So here, as you can see, it's throwing me an error. So it is telling that user is not defined. So it is just recognizing this user as a separate variable instead of being a single variable. Okay. So now to just solve this issue, here you have to use an underscore. So I'll just put one. So now it is recognizing this whole thing as a single variable. Okay. So you have to use an underscore to separate words basically inside a variable. Now the third rule is that you cannot use special characters. Okay. So if I write @ a is equal to 1, okay, now as you can see it's not working, it's throwing an error. Okay. So if I write if I give a hash, it is a comment. If I give this, it is also not accepted. Okay. So basically you cannot use any special characters in front of name of your variable. Okay. So basically these are the basic 3 rules you need to follow while naming of your variables. So guys, that's it for this video. If you like this video, do subscribe my channel. That's it for today.